Welcome to the lecture on cybercrime markets. I will start by providing an overview of markets and underground economies. We'll then turn to issues of trust, information asymmetries, and then explore how signals work with the underground economies and the role of reputation systems and feedback. Cybercrime forums and markets are used to advertise products and services and to learn skills and techniques. They also act as platforms where actors can learn the community norms and socialise with others just like them. This underground forum post is a particularly famous example. This is the post in which the source code of the Mirai botnet was released, around the time it was used for some high-profile denial-of-service attacks. Marketplaces can exist within forums. There are also a number of markets with various specialisations. Some of the most well-known marketplaces have specialised in drugs, such as Silk Road and Alpha Bay, that have received huge amounts of attention from law enforcement with high-profile arrests and prosecutions. There are also many other marketplaces out there which relate to the economy surrounding stolen data, as well as exploits and credit card fraud. Some are specific to various aspects of cybercrime, such as exchanging currencies, which facilitates money laundering. Others relate to other types of crime, such as child exploitation. Some marketplaces operate as hidden services on anonymity networks, such as Tor. These are usually referred to as crypto markets. A hidden service on Tor will have what is referred to as an onion address. This will include a random assortment of numbers and letters followed by .onion. Other platforms operate with their own registered domain on the surface web. There are benefits and costs associated with both. For example, hidden services are harder to take down. They require a lot of effort on behalf of law enforcement to investigate. However, this is not unheard of, and I'll provide a quick overview of some of the most well-known examples soon. However, hidden services are harder to drive traffic to. You can't just search the marketplace and have it returned in search results. You have to know the correct onion address. As the address is random, it could create distrust. You could replicate a well-known marketplace and claim it's a real one and that the real one is a scam. Marketplaces enabled entire underground economies. With Tom Holt, I analysed 13 English and Russian-speaking stolen data forums, examining the stolen data market economy. We found that the forums advertised software and hardware used to steal data. This includes, for example, malware such as banking trojans and keyloggers, credit card skimmers, and fake point-of-sale systems. The data itself is also sold in a variety of forms. These include dumps, which is the data read from the magnetic strip of credit cards, which are used for creating card clones. Credit card data advertised as CCV2 includes credit card numbers and card verification values, which are found on the back of the card, which are required to process online card not present payments. Fulls refers to the full information associated with the account, including data related to the account holder, such as their name, address, date of birth, and PIN. In addition to credit card details are advertisements for online accounts such as eBay, PayPal, and bank accounts, stock market portfolios, as well as databases of email addresses. The marketplaces also provide services to monetize data. This is particularly important for stolen data markets, where the monetization of data is the hard part after it's been purchased. Drops received carded goods and resell them. Cashiers take fraudulent credit cards and use them in stores, sometimes in collusion with merchants. Mules receive money transferred into their bank accounts and send it on. These are often offered for specific countries such as the US or within Europe. These marketplaces effectively become a one-stop shop for the entire underground market economy. Trust is an important aspect of underground markets. The first concern is whether actors should trust each other, given that they are inherently untrustworthy. In particular, rippers may obtain payment without providing the goods or services, sell the same data to multiple buyers, or provide a lesser quality product. There is no official adjudication, so there is no ability to make a wrong right again. Furthermore, anonymity and physical distance mean that traditional ways of enforcing compliance within underground economies, such as the threat of violence, is not immediately available. Akerlof won the Nobel Prize in Economics for his idea around information asymmetry. Information asymmetry refers to buyers and sellers having different information about the quality of a product, which creates a lemon market. Buyers in lemon markets are unable to differentiate between sellers offering quality products and those offering poor quality products or lemons. Buyers are only willing to pay a price somewhere between that of a quality and a lemon product, which forces quality sellers to either accept a reduced price for their products or to leave the market. Buyers are also less inclined to participate in the market due to the reduced quality of goods, which may further reduce the quality of the products. Quality sellers are also less active in such markets because they do not get the full price for their products. Hurley and Florencio ask why credit card details worth $2,000 are being sold for sometimes as little as 50 cents. They argue that stolen data markets are essentially lemon markets. As buyers cannot determine if they are buying from genuine criminals or rippers, a tax is imposed on every transaction. The genuine criminals cannot charge a high price for good quality products, and so they leave the market, creating a two-tier underground economy. Hurley and Florencio further argue that the benefits to marketplace sellers are over-exaggerated, usually by the security industry who want to sell their wares. They point out that they tend to use advertised product prices and quantities for their estimates, while those don't necessarily reflect the amount that goods are actually sold for. Another reason not to trust the market is that the market may not be real or it may disappear. Crypto markets hosted on hidden services may be particularly vulnerable to phishing, as it is difficult to visually verify the URL is correct. Actors have taken advantage of this to set up fake phishing pages to direct users to and steal their credentials. Furthermore, marketplace operators may run off with users' money through exit scams. In 2015, the operators of the Evolution marketplace disappeared with Bitcoin worth $12 million held in escrow. Another possibility is that the market has been taken over by law enforcement. This happened in 2008 when the FBI took over the administration of Dark Market and started running it from their offices in Pittsburgh. Almost 10 years later, the FBI took down the Alpha Bay market, staging an exit scam. Unbeknownst to the users who then displaced to another leading marketplace, Hansa Market, it was actually being run by the Dutch police. Buyers have little opportunity for recompense if they were duped by a ripper. They cannot complain to the police or take the seller to court. Rippers exploit this lack of social control to deceive participants for their own economic advantage. Gambetta is a professor of criminology. His book, Codes of the Underworld, explained how criminals signal trustworthiness in otherwise untrusted environments. It is in the signaler's best interest to signal trustworthiness, regardless of whether they are actually trustworthy. If you think of lemon markets in the interest of the genuine seller to make the buyer know that they are legitimate. However, it's in the interest of the untrustworthy seller to mimic signals. It is the receiver's interest to differentiate the signals of those that are trustworthy from those that are not. According to signaling theory, it is in the interest of genuine sellers and buyers to produce signals that are relatively cheap to emit, but costly to mimic. With face-to-face transactions, such as drug markets or prostitution, actors determine legitimacy and reputation based on verbal and non-verbal cues, such as their style of speech and their physical posture. However, the internet makes it difficult for actors to rely on signals of quality or identity in order to assess trust and reliability. Text-based online mediums make it difficult for individuals to interpret cues, as they can be easily faked. In response, marketplace operators have developed various ways for actors to signal trustworthiness. Just like Amazon or eBay listings, there are reputation scores, indicators of the volume of prior trade, and qualitative feedback about the seller and the products they are trading in. This screenshot is from Alphabay before it was taken down. It shows many of the same types of feedback about the seller as eBay provides, but the products being sold are mainly drugs. Other signals that online forums and marketplaces might use are verified membership and reputation scores. Further, administrators and moderators create and enforce platform rules to avoid becoming lemon markets overrun with rippers. Sellers may implement various guarantees to try and entice the nervous buyer, such as promising to replace dead credit cards, although they should read the fine print carefully. A variety of money transfer providers are used, with payment usually required before delivery or using an escrow service or guarantor. Guarantors, for a percentage fee paid by the purchaser, receive the payment and then transfer the fund to the seller once both parties indicate they are happy with the transaction. Escrow services use the same principle but offered by the site itself, which is how exit scams can take place.